Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, Real Chip TV, the weekly Chirp. I'm your host, Stephen Hellman, here with Tom Oresco, founder of the Chip Guy blog. And, that's why we're here. And we're going to wrap up week 2 of preseason. Eagles looks pretty good.
Pretty good.
I liked what I saw. So everyone was talking about, obviously, the hit.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of it?
I thought that, honestly, people are talking about the timing of it and, this whole read option thing. And, the problem is when you're handing the ball off, you can keep it so the defensive player, if he lets up and you let him go, then maybe the quarterback can get away with a little. So, defensive players start hitting the quarterback. Mm-hmm. But not every single handoff from the shotgun is a read option. I mean,
exactly.
It's just he gives the ball off. I don't think the timing was the problem. I think it was the fact that he launched himself into the knee of Sam Bradford. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, it's not even really about the fact that it is Sam Bradford. He's coming off the knee injuries, but when you put that into context, you kind of it's like an episode of like Law and Order. Like you put the context together, like, dirty player. Go back and check the guy's resume.
Absolutely.
Quarterback that everyone knows is coming off 2 ACL injuries, and then he's diving at the guy's legs after a handoff. So I mean, dirty hit.
Well, the way I see it is just there was clearly he was not trying to make a play on the ball at all, and there was definitely intent to injure on that. I mean, he can say what he wants, but it clearly looked like intent to injure on that.
And honestly,
play.
I'm a Terrell Suggs fan. I like the intensity he plays with, but I've seen it time and time again from the guy over his, 12 seasons in the league. He goes after guys' legs. I remember him doing it against New England a bunch of times, and I actually have a picture that I found. He did it against the Steelers running back. He was in the pile, and Suggs was behind the plane. He runs up and takes his legs out, and without the guy being able to see it. So I don't know. I don't like that kind of stuff, and I like Suggs for his intensity, but that's just uncalled for.
I was thinking about this today. If we were playing the Redskins in the preseason, which would never, that would never happen, but I wouldn't want one of our guys to just go right after RG3. Get a hit on RG3, totally fine, but going for just an ACL like that, when he has a bad leg, when there's no intent in making a play on the ball, I just don't think there's a place for that.
And then Sam Bradford gets ripped on for being injury prone. Well, guys are diving at his knees. Like, what do you expect? Like, anyone's injury prone when you got guys diving at your legs like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be making that hit on any player, not just a quarterback, anyway.
Yeah, anyone.
And Suggs then stated that the Eagles in the postgame that the Eagles needed to learn the rules and stuff like that. So.
Maybe he needs to learn the rules because he's not a first-time offender here. So let's get serious.
Exactly. And Jason Peters said that he thought Terrell Suggs planned it, and I kind of agree with him there.
He might be right.
It looked like he could have pulled up, that's debatable. But he definitely. I saw intent to injure. I saw intent to injure. That's all I saw. The other play where Bradford got rocked in the chest. Totally fine. It was. I think they got called. Did they get a call for roughing the passer?
Yeah, I think so. I think he got 2 of them.
He got 2. I think on that play they might have got a holding, if I recall. They got a penalty on that play, but
I mean, it's frustrating. I understand Terrell Suggs. I know it's frustrating getting your butt whooped up and down the field all week in practice, up and down the field all game, getting holding penalties in the secondary. You guys can't cover our receivers. I understand the frustration, but no need to question the integrity of the rule book there.
They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They looked horrible. And another thing that happened this week, we cut Earl Wolf and then signed his counterpart who played with him in college at NC State, Brandon Bishop. So I think it was just kind of time to pull the plug really on the Earl Wolf.
Kind of ironic that we signed. It's like, we'll take him instead. But, I mean, so long, Earl. Good career.
It's like breaking up your girlfriend in college and then you're like, I'm dating your roommate now. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, kind of awkward, but I think it was just time for to cut the cord on the Earl Wolf experiment. So let's go into the first chirp here. I mean, other than the hit, what'd you like from Bradford? Or what'd you think of him?
I thought he stood in there real tough. Even after the hit, everyone's like talking about him, mocking him. Oh, he's crying, all this. Hey, he got up. He's walking today. He's going to play next week. So, I mean, got up. I admire the toughness that he showed. He's wincing. He's getting hit. He's catching his breath. He's just getting back in football shape. And everyone who's talking about, he's injury prone, all this, well, I mean, come on. I mean, the guy can take some hits, and he's took a ton of them over his career. It's just about limiting the hits, and I think we did a good job of that. I think he hit a couple guys. He had a big third down to Jordan Matthews to keep the drive alive, to go down and get that touchdown. Ryan Matthews eventually rushed in there. So I'm just looking for him to continue to, I think come September he'll be good, and then come November he'll be even better. So
exactly, I thought he looked great. For the first game, he took a hit, got up, made some throws. You can see there was a little rust there, but from the first game, I love what I saw. It was just enough, and I was like, okay, I'm good. We're good. I saw him play.
Ease each time he got up, and each time he came back to the line. A little deeper breath, a little more calming sense, and the whole stadium, you could feel it. Obviously, I was there. Another fun experience there.
Yeah.
So.
No, I was at Ocean City, Maryland, watching the game with a bunch of Ravens fans, and they were just so salty. They just couldn't stop us. They just couldn't stop us at all. I will say this though. I thought an observation I made from Bradford is I thought he played fine. I thought he looked, but to me he just looked kind of goofy, like in his uniform. Like to me, he looked like a little giant, sort of. Like it just I don't know. The pads are big. I get having the big pads, but like his jersey just didn't look like it fit him. Or like, what did you think? I don't know.
I've just never seen an Eagles jersey with the sleeves like that. Like all our QBs always tucked them, or something like that. So yeah, he kind of did look.
It looked like something that like your grandma bought you that was like a little too big, and you're supposed to like grow into it. That's what it looked like for me. I thought he played well. I'm not trying to knock him or anything, but it just didn't. It looked a little weird when I saw him on TV. I was like, all right.
Some of the goofiest QBs make the big plays when it counts, though, like Eli,
king of the derp. So I mean, who knows? Starting secondary was pretty good.
Yeah,
heck of a play.
I mean,
that first interception.
Yeah, you got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, he might not be a
elite
superstar or nothing, but he's one of the best. I mean, in a time where quarterback play is very pretty bad, he's one of the better ones, and he couldn't get the ball anywhere. I mean, he threw that deep ball. Carroll knocks it away. Thurman grabs it in the end zone, and he overthrew a guy. And everyone's saying, "Oh, Maxwell's playing too far off, guys. He got lucky to get the interception." But they were in a cover 3, so Maxwell had that side.
That's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the zone. If Marlon Brown catches it in his gut, the linebacker, the D-backs coming up and hitting him there, and there was pressure around Flacco. He threw it a little high, and he was there, and he got the interception.
The thing that I love is we're not giving up any big plays, and that's just what killed us last year. We're eliminating the big
they tried to go down the field, it was an interception,
and
that's what should happen when you test the team downfield so much. It shouldn't be, we got used to this 72 plays down for 20 plus yards. We've been saying this on the show all the time, and I mean, it's horrible. That doesn't happen. We're not used to that. So now we have a secondary, the guys turning their head, looking for the ball, and I think that makes all the difference.
No, I thought it was a great effort by the secondary, and the defense looked good. I mean, they struggled a little bit with the run, but I mean, for the most part,
we also don't have our 3 middle linebackers.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone questioned why have so many of them? Well, look, Kendricks is hurt right now. He's a hamstring injury. He doesn't even know when he's coming back. Kiko wants to play this week, but he's banged up off the concussion, and D'Amico's coming back from injury. So I think it's great we have those 3 guys, because you see right now what happens when they're not in there. I mean, the D-line can't do everything. So
absolutely. I thought for the second game, the defense is looking better, and it brings us to our third shirt, the backup stepping up again.
Yeah.
I mean, they just came in and we didn't miss a beat. We just kept crushing
Kenyon Barner looks like he's got a spot on this roster, and maybe the potential replacement for Darren Sproles when he leaves. He's on the last year of his contract, and if you let Kenyon Barner go, some teams will jump on him.
Dallas will probably take him.
Yeah, honestly. So you gotta hope that he can consistently keep up the good work and keep doing his thing on special teams, and he's a playmaker.
No, I think you gotta keep that guy just because he's a playmaker, and you don't really want anyone else to get him. I don't know if I want him more so no one else gets him, or because of his ability. I'm not
kind of deep at that position, and Sproles is a great asset, but honestly, you got to stash Kenyon Barner.
Exactly.
Stash him away and save him.
But even the fifth string running back, what's that guy's name?
Manangai.
Yeah,
Manangai. It's a hard name to. The
Villanova guy. He doesn't look that bad either. He doesn't look that bad either. I mean, they can't keep 5 running backs, but still, I mean, that's
maybe Dallas gets him.
Probably better than anyone they have on their roster right now.
True.
But yeah, so they came in. Final score was 40-17. So I mean, once those starters came out, we just cleaned their clock.
Sanchez looked a lot better too.
Yeah, he did.
He
He did look a lot better. I was saying that to my mom. I was like, thank God he looked better this week because he's bad. You know who looked really bad? Matt Shaw.
No,
He looked like he never played football before in his life.
Might as well haven't. He played for like Oakland the last year, or I think last year he was on Oakland. So.
He just, oh my gosh, that was.
They're in trouble with Flacco. See, that's the thing. A lot of these teams, one quarterback injury, and they don't have a guy who can come in. And we saw what happened with, we were there when Andrew Luck goes out of the game, and that team stops moving the ball completely. So, I mean, a lot of QBs, the QB depth is not.
I would say to Eagles fans, do not take Mark Sanchez for granted. He was signed to be the backup. And he's a great backup. Probably the best.
And
you
be thankful for Chip Kelly. Don't take him for granted either, because he can turn guys' careers around like that. So.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to go into chip dips. And you kind of answered my first question already. Does Kenyon Barner make the roster?
I think so. Guys making plays right now. I don't think you can deny him a spot. I mean, what are you going to tell him? It's like firing a guy from. You're doing a great job, but you're fired. Like, there's just no way. I don't see a way. If he can keep it up in these next two games and keep making plays, especially on special teams. Chip loves his special teams.
Sure does.
He's going to have a spot.
Yeah, the fact that the special teams is looking better than it did last year is that's awesome. Next question. What's the best thing you've seen from the Eagles so far in the first two preseason games?
I think the ability to prevent the big play. Secondary didn't necessarily shine in the first game like they did in the second game, but there was no big play downfield. Guys weren't getting burnt all left and right. It's not Bradley Fletcher trailing Nate Allen out of position. It's Nolan Carroll knocking balls away and Thurman grabbing it, and no one really believed in Walter Thurman. Who's our safety? And this guy looks like he's around the ball. He's just always around the ball. So practice, it's. I mean, people, why are you getting excited about practice? You're excited about practice. Well, all I hear about Walter Thurman, all I've seen from Walter Thurman is he's around the ball, and now it's translating to preseason games. And when people are asking me why I'm so excited about preseason games, well, that's going to translate to the regular season. So, I mean, I'm excited about these guys.
The guy, they said he just has a knack for being right place, right time, and that's huge, especially when you're playing safety. Last question, and this is a personal opinion. I don't know. I think other people will agree with me. Look at this picture. Do you think Sam Bradford looks like Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy?
Those shoulder pads.
The shoulder pads in his outfit. The way the sleeves come down.
Yep.
And the face.
And the hair, too.
It's...
Adam Sandler is our quarterback. Maybe he can
Paul Crew.
Paul Crew, yeah. Maybe
Paul
Bradford
Crew
will turn to Paul Crew and light it up.
Oh, yeah. in the Gridiron Gang. Well, that is going to... I'm glad you answered it, because that's been bugging me. I'm like, that's what he is.
Yeah.
He's Bobby Boucher, Paul Crew hybrid. I hope he has the durability of
One
Bobby
more
Boucher.
point before we wrap it up. I hope so too. But people are making a very, very big deal out of us being excited to win preseason games. Like, they're always thinking like I've seen memes and things like that. Oh, the Eagles are acting, these two preseason games, they're celebrating, Eagles fans are celebrating like we won the Super Bowl. So if we were losing these preseason games and looked a mess like Dallas, they'd say, oh, the Eagles stink. And now that we're doing good, it's a negative. So, everybody cool out. I mean, we're blowing teams out. I know you guys are mad and upset and you don't want it to be true, but it is. So keep rolling. Fly, Eagles, fly. We'll see you next week.
It's not like we're winning these games. It's the way we're winning.
Yeah.
And we're just, some teams are, they're winning.
What's negative about Nelson Aguilar looking like a first rounder and not being injured like all the other first round receivers, and Kenyon Barner making plays, a fourth string running back, and there's nothing negative about it.
Exactly.
People are turning it, it's just preseason. Well, no, this is when you see guys make plays and make their. Russell Wilson won his job in preseason. It's important. Yeah. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go.
Wrap it up.